So science binders, this is the most exciting thing that, I think I've done this year. I wasn't in the group, so I'm going to share mine, but we really racked our brain around how to serve all our kiddos. Thank you to Michelle for being patient with me this year in serving our kids. So you're going to have kids who are reading at a second grade level or maybe at a sixth grade level. And it really we've divided the kids up among traditional grades, but I wanted to make sure we met a kiddo at every level. So every kid will get a science binder. And if you are teaching middle school, but you have somebody that reads at a second grade level, you're just going to give them the second grade binder. So your kiddos will have access to all of the reading content at their own level. You won't have to switch over activities or anything like that. So if you click on these, and I can drop them in the chat as well, this is going to bring you to the Google Classroom, and I'll drop this in the chat. As you can see, they look pretty much exactly the same. So what they're going to start with, let's see if I can, yep, all right, is this is what it's going to look like for them. And each kiddo will get their own copy of this. And the idea is they're going to be able to bring a copy of this, or we can text it home at the end of the year or at the end of the summer program to show what they learned. This is their table of contents. Every week they have a goal or an objective. The first week we're getting to know them. They're learning about aquaponics. Where did they start? And then week 4 will be their wrap up. What did they learn this summer? All right, so on page 2, this is how all of their readings are going to be done for the week. This is 6th through 8th, so they only have 4 days because they don't go Friday. But an article will be linked here. They're going to put their quiz score and any of their vocabulary words. It also has instructions. So all of your readings are going to be through Newsela for grades 2 through 8th. Before that, we have Epic, and we will also have some hardcover books. Hopefully that will be there. We've done a really good job. This is an example of one of the authors. I don't know if you guys are familiar with his work, but all of the authors of the hardcover books you will be having in your room are written by Indigenous authors or Latino identifying authors. So you will have hard books in your room that deal with similar topics and cultural pride that feel free to do the read aloud. But the articles chosen in your science book are specific about our goals, learning about aquaponics. So this is what it looks like. So this is telling them how to use it. Interactive questions. So this is, you're going to practice with your kiddo. All right, write to who it belongs to. So that's our first step of them being able to work with these. Getting to know me. So you're going to have an activity and we're going to need a reading assessment. Each one of these will have a link. So here you have instructions. Copy and paste links, reading assignments, and we're going to do this today. So this directly is your links right here. All of your links that you need for all of your curriculum are in your Google Classroom. So this is grade 8 reading assessment. And my link will be there. Oh, it should be, yeah, there it is. So I will copy that link onto there. So that's reading assessments. Don't worry about that one. I think that one's the most complex one. Writing sample. So for our program, we need to show samples before and samples after the program. So this is already built into their science journal. So they're going to work through this all year. So here they're going to write about an experience they had this year. And again, you're just looking for specific examples. If you are teaching middle school and you have kiddos that read at or write at a second grade level, you have this to give your expectations. So, all right, I'm writing. What do I write about? Well, you decide, is your kid at a second grade level? This is standards for second. Is your kiddo at a 4th grade level? So even though these are given to you, they don't have specific examples. So it's up to you as a teacher to know your kiddos and to give them the specific examples that match up with the grade or where they're at. Not the grade expectations. You want to meet them where they're at. Any questions about that? So I'm just going to go over that one more time. So this is, I'm going to give this out to my kiddos. All right, kiddos, today we're going to do slide 7. This is your writing sample. Okay, well, what do you want from us? I'm going to look at this and I'm going to give specific examples on what I'm looking for. So if the kiddo is in 5th grade, I want them to introduce a topic, clearly, general observations, this is what I'm looking for. If they're writing at a 3rd grade level, this is what I'm looking for. So your instructions are dependent on where the kiddos are. Again, I want to really stress, we want to meet the kiddos wherever they are. So even if the kiddo is registered at 5th grade and they're doing 2nd grade content, hold them accountable for those 2nd grade standards and meet them where they are. Questions about how you would use this in a classroom or how it would work and the standards.
And if the questions come up, you know, like a slide later, just let's put them in the chat or get the attention at that point.
Okay, moving on. So this is what a traditional week looks like. Week 1 is a little weird because we're getting, okay, how do you know the first time they do the sample? Okay, great question. So that one, I think we have reading data that we can, reading or writing data we can try to get to you. But for the first one, you're just gonna do a grade level standard. And if they look at you like, and they look a little confused, then maybe you can dial it back. But if you tell them, hey, I need a topic sentence and three details to support it in a concluding sentence, and they just groan and go like, okay. But if they look at you like they have no idea what they're talking about, then go ahead and dial it down. And if they don't make it the first time, it's totally fine. We just want to see where they're at with writing. And then in the last one, we can adjust our expectations. Does that answer your question, Colleen? Cool. All right.
I have a quick question. The teacher view is, they have these links that you're showing us here?
So the links are in the Google Classroom.
Okay.
So if you look at this, it all has comments where the teachers need to put in the links. See right here how
Yeah,
it says
teachers? I was thinking about the comments. Yeah, so the teacher view has the comments. Sorry. Okay,
the
perfect.
teacher
Thank
view
you.
should have the comments. Does everybody seeing the comments?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the ones that you're going to make for your kids will not have the comments, but the comments are your how to use these and how to make sure that we're meeting our kiddos where they are. Okay, week 2. This starts our actual like real curriculum. We're not doing assessments anymore. We know where our readers are. Because we are using Newsela, Newsela will automatically spit out the right article for you. If they did their 3 articles, it'll automatically spit out for you. So every week you're going to start with your objective. What are aquaponics? So you're going to watch a video. This video is embedded in each one of your kiddos' notebooks. Please make sure if you watch it as a class, or if you just make sure instruct the kiddos, if they need closed captions in various languages, please make sure they know how to do that. So let me see, go here, closed captions, and then you can change that to whatever language you want. And really make sure all of these videos that are in this notebook are on YouTube. So please make sure the kiddos know where the closed caption is for whatever language they're most comfortable in. So at the beginning of the week, you're going to watch a video. This is what we're going to talk about this week. The kiddos can write in here. So once they've watched the videos, they can click on here, 3 elements, green, whatever it is. And this is going to be their notebook. So they're going to see all of their answers. And their answers should be coming from the video. So you can watch it once. If a kiddo doesn't get it, you can ask them to watch it a second time. So every week, again, to like set the science tone, we'll start here. Cool. Questions on the video question and answer part. Every week will look the same. So for week 3, if you click on week 3, it will look exactly the same. If I click on week 4, that's the end of it. So it's going to look a little different, but week 2 and week 3 look exactly the same. Okay, on to the readings for the week. So the readings, again, this is middle school. They have 4, 2 through 5 will have 5. This one has 4. And PK, I did not forget about you. You will be using EPIC. So EPIC is really great, and it has Fountas and Pinnell leveled books because Newsela only goes down to 2nd grade. Also, if you have a kid who is in your 2 through 5 or 5 or 6 through 8, you can also use EPIC. So we really want to make sure wherever the kiddo's reading level is that they have something to read this summer. So here, all you're gonna do is you're gonna highlight one of these and you're gonna link to the article. Or you can do it through Newsela. So all of these articles have already been chosen for you and are in Google Classroom. I'll show it to you here. So let's see. So let's see, I'm going to, this is an example of one. So how should it look in your Google Classroom is under reading resources for 6th through 8th. This is what it looks like. I gave you this so you can copy and paste the exact thing into your Google Classroom. You don't have to rewrite it or anything. Directions are in English and Spanish. We want to make sure they have their science journal open first because that's where they're going to take note of their vocabulary or any words they don't know. We want them to use the read aloud feature in Newsela. Oftentimes with our readers who are sometimes behind, they're not read to a lot. So make sure they use the read aloud feature first, and then they're able to read it again themselves. It also helps them with sight. So we want to encourage them to read it as much as they can. And then the second time, they're gonna read it to themselves, looking for words they don't understand and vocabulary words. What a vocabulary word is an example written up here. And then they're going to take the quiz. The quiz is super important. This is what gives us a data on our kiddos. Is there anybody except PK through first who has not used Newsela? You can just raise your hand or put yes in the chat, just so I can get a feeling. Okay, then all of you know the awesome data that it comes. So they got to do the quiz. 4 steps, every article. That's what they're doing. All right, so let's see. So we were here. Again, each one of these, this is the set for 6th through 8th. You just have to copy and paste. When you click on these, it will take you to Newsela. Here are your 5 articles. You assign them, copy and paste. But everything is already picked out. You just got to link it in this journal. The writing activity, again, already put here. Your prompt, you're going to use that writing rubric to give specific instructions to each one of your kiddos on that weekly writing prompt. And that's week 3 and 4. Questions before I move into the final project? Okay, so this is again, just reading and science. I'll go over SEL content in just a minute.
So Mary Helen, can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know you showed us the schedule for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So most of this work, when folks are or students are working through the notebook, that is in the language arts portion, or I want to go back to your schedule to see.
Sure, I can go back. So each day you have reading, writing workshop, and it's about 45 minutes for 2nd through 4th here. And you can choose. You don't have to get through all the articles. Maybe you're going to read the articles whole class. The only problem with that is, again, if you're reading something at a 6th grade level and you have somebody at a 2nd grade level, that may be a little harder. But these are just your suggested readings. So you've got 90 minutes in middle school, and you've got, let me see, what is that? 45, almost 2.5 hours in K through 1st through 5th to work on reading. So you can work at these at your own pace. You can read it aloud. We will have support staff. Maybe they want to read it with a partner. Maybe they want to partner read. However it is, just make sure that they're individually doing the data. We will have access to printers. So if you need an article printed out because they rather would read it on printer or paper, we can do that. Just make sure they do the quizzes at the end. Whether you read it whole class or anything like that, they got to do that at the end. Does that make sense, Helen?
Yeah, and then tomorrow we'll be at the site. So if people feel strongly like, you know what, every other week I want them to at least read one article on a, outside of the computer, we can do that. Tomorrow we'll have time to.
Yes, and there will be books in the classroom as well. That's why we ordered those books, so they can maybe have story time or rotations, however you want to set this up. The only other thing that I did not go over week 2 is their drawings. So obviously you don't have to do this on a computer. You shouldn't do it on a computer. What does it look like the first week? And then you can do the I think, I wonder protocol with them as far as science. Like, what do you see? How do you think the plants are going to get their nutrients? Whatever it is, but they will be drawing weekly observations throughout, no, this one's another observations, throughout the program. And then their final project, they're just, so 6th through 8th, if they can do a video and explain to people, what is aquaponics? Where did it come from? Why is it important to look at traditional technologies? And all of those answers are supported by the reading. Maybe they want to make a video, maybe they want to do an animation. If they can do it in media form, awesome. That would be great. That's going to be their week number 4 video. And then their final one is, it's 3 readings. And this one, I remember it's activist readings. So these are based on environmental activists. And so, you know, as a kiddo, what are you going to do? Why should we protect nature? And that's their final writing sample. So their final writing sample, we need these for the program, the beginning and end, and then it's all in one neat book. So all of your content, all of their writing is all in one neat spot. So those are your science journals.